Hi, my name's Phil. I like to talk about politics, and in this video I would like to discuss an absolute storm that has blown up over the behaviour of Nadine Dorries and a couple of other Tory MPs in circulating a fake story about Labour leader Keir Starmer. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. So it seems that the small number of destructive elements within the Labour Party don't have a monopoly on making up lies about Keir Starmer, but the Conservatives have been in on the act as well. Some Tory MPs have been caught out sharing a fake news with doctored video to go along it, purporting to show Keir Starmer inexplicably failing to prosecute grooming gangs whilst he was Director of Public Prosecutions. The most notable of the instigators of this smear was Nadine Dorries, a reasonably well-known minister in the Department for Health and well-known cheerleader for Boris Johnson, which, may go some way to explaining why she is still a minister, because something like this normally means you have to resign. Now, the fake news took the form of various claims about Starmer with an accompanying video, as I say, to add validity to it. But there were a couple of problems with the video. First and foremost is it was doctored. It was edited to mislead the viewer as to what his responses were about. The video missed out whole sections of the interview where the questions would have actually made sense. And it was a little bit like a Joe spoof music video for those who've seen Joe on YouTube. We know the politicians didn't really sing those songs, but the viewers of this video were perhaps more convincingly fooled. And secondly, the actual video, which I've linked down below if there's anyone still being hoodwinked by this story, actually had Starmer highlighting the errors in the system that led to the problems being talked about with the prosecutions. Essentially, the real interview was a prelude to the work he did to improve the system which existed before he took the post that made such errors impossible once he'd left it, unless of course someone fouled it up later on. But that is just the standard way that misinformation works, isn't it? People that spread misinformation like this, fake news, understand that people don't actually check. Many people will just see that there's a video accompanying it and they'll think there's no reason to suppose it would contradict the text, which takes less effort to view. They go, oh, here's an interview with Keir Starmer. Oh, well, he must be saying the things that this person's claiming he says because they've linked a video with it. After all, who would post a video contradicting what they are writing? Shall I tell you what sort of person? The sort of person that understands that a decent number of their viewers will never actually click the supposedly corroborating evidence and certainly never do a wider Google search for more information. That's the sort of person that posts this stuff. And a great deal of damage as a result may well have already been done. And I've seen these same lies making their way onto comments on this channel. I've seen people in Labour using them, for goodness sake. Because this little piece of fake news isn't new. It was used by some in the Corbyn camp, by no means the majority of Corbyn supporters, but a small group, to try and discredit Starmer during the Labour leadership campaign. So you might wonder why these Tory MPs have suddenly decided to spread the lies themselves yesterday. Wouldn't happen to have anything to do with Starmer's demolition of Boris Johnson this week, would it? And the subsequent storm that has blown up as a result of it. No. I'm sure it's not just to distract attention from that. But the problem is that because this fake news isn't exactly new, the exposure was swift. One of the MPs involved has locked their account so that they could then delete it later, Maria Coalfield, and the other two have deleted the tweets fairly rapidly, Nadine Dorries and Lucy Allen. And in fact, all three of them have now been reprimanded by the Conservative Party and told to be more careful about sharing things online in future without checking them out first. That's it, of course. No apologies have ensued as far as I can see, which is disappointing. I know when Keir Starmer was asked about it, he said, well, as far as he's concerned, it's all over. The party have taken action. I have to say, I think he's been a little bit too nice. I mean, he doesn't have to make a massive party political issue out of it, but I think some comment about, well, if one of my MPs had done that, I'd have insisted that they'd have apologised. Something like that, I think, at least. But he didn't. At the end of the day, it's as far as he's concerned, it's done and dusted. I think it's disappointing that they didn't even apologise, because, like I say, behaviour like this from a minister would normally mean that you have to resign. She's not a cabinet minister, but still, a minister's a minister. It's a member of the government. You know, and none of them, at the point at which I'm recording this, have apologised, because I've tried to, you know, check. I've checked their Twitter accounts to see if they've apologised, and yeah, no. But what this highlights is just how easy it is to make up almost anything you like and spread misinformation online, because this nonsense has been doing the rounds for years. It's nothing new at all for me. I've seen it many times. And the problem is that even when people are caught out, as they were quickly this week, there'll always be those who see the lies but never the retractions. And then what happens is they later down the line spread it to other people as well, to more people that are unaware of this. And it catches yet more people out. And quite a lot of people in this chain will be doing so unwittingly. But it also acts as a cautionary tale in carefully considering what you see and hear on the internet. And yes, that includes from me. Doesn't really include from me, but it does really. So I hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button. If you'd like to support the channel further, then please also click the Patreon link for details. And until next time, I'll see you later.